Everybody, it's Elaine Devereux. I'm the Marketing Director from Kooomo. It's a lovely afternoon here in Dublin. I'd like to introduce our Managing Director, Kieran Bollard. This is the first of many series we hope to produce with Kooomo to show you the opportunity by working with digital commerce and with Kooomo, how we can super turbo boost your sales online and optimize basically online revenues going forward. I will pass you now to Kieran, who will take you through basically a quick introduction to our platform, and we're open to Q&A at the end, of course. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Elaine. Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for taking the time to join us on this webinar. It's an exciting time for Kooomo, so I hope to share with you some of the practical examples of some of our customers and the practical things that we feel can help grow your business. Joining me actually on the call is Sebastian, who is our Head of Development. He'll also talk you through a demo of some of the core features of the platform that are driving success for some of our customers. In this presentation, we're going to cover the global digital landscape. So just give you a quick snapshot of the market statistics and what's going on around the market, a quick introduction to Kooomo and the platform, and also just to discuss Kooomo's key digital commerce features in a flash. Like we discussed, Sebastian will talk you through a demo of the platform. So first of all, just to talk you through the global digital landscape. I mean, I'm sure you've seen as a result of some of the articles recently published actually today in some of the newspapers in relation to Brexit. There's obviously digital commerce offers a great opportunity for people to turbo boost their sales, and with margins becoming tighter as a result of Brexit and the cost of products going up, a lot of retailers are looking at digital as a solution to try and enhance their sales and reduce operational expenditure. And if you look at the size of the market and how the market is growing, in the UK it's growing at about 17% year on year. I feel as a result of Brexit, there's going to be a lot of people accelerating that growth, and potentially that could grow to 30%. I think you can see 72% of online retailers plan to switch to e-commerce platforms within 2 years. Actually, interestingly enough, looking at the market, there's two pieces of the market. There's obviously the SaaS cloud piece, which is where the platform provider like Kooomo hosts everything, manages all the infrastructure, and manages all the operational overhead involved in running a digital commerce business. And then there's another piece of the business which is called on-premise, which some other platforms do, which is where you have to install that on site. And that can cause a lot of headaches for a lot of people who are trying to focus on sales and not focus on, have to deal with issues with hardware and software. Worldwide retail e-commerce sales will reach 2.5 trillion in 2017, according to eMarket. I think we're all aware of how much growth there is in the market. And, taking advantage of this is key for retailers in a challenging environment, given the economic climate with Brexit and with many other economic factors coming into play. Looking at digital commerce platforms, it's roughly about 9 billion, is the market. Half of that is spent on digital commerce, SaaS cloud platforms, and the other half is spent on other platforms. So there's a clear switch when people are trying to make a decision to look at what should they choose as their digital commerce platform and how do they make that decision. And it's a very complex business, and it can be a complex decision-making process for customers. But I think it's important that people look at future-proofing that and look at a scalable solution that can, really scale as they grow and develop their revenue stream in line with market trends. And most of our customers in the last year have seen a growth rate of between 40 to 50%. And I'll talk through that a little bit more as we progress in this presentation. Interestingly enough, marketplaces like eBay and Amazon represent about 40% of digital commerce sales by 2020. And, a lot of our customers find it's a double-edged sword, right? Selling on eBay, selling on Amazon. If you're a luxury brand, it's that balance between, if I sell on eBay and Amazon, will that hemorrhage my pricing? But at the same time, I want to take advantage of that 40% of digital commerce sales and that huge audience for brand penetration and also for product sales. So we work with a lot of our customers to help manage that. And some of the practical examples would be people using, for example, in the fashion vertical, people at the end of the cycle, so the end of the season, would often get rid of end of line stock, or if a product is priced at 100 quid at the start of the fashion season and it ends up being 50 quid at the end, it's a way of ensuring that, you know, that stock is not sitting in a warehouse, and ensuring that you can sell that and sell it efficiently. Interestingly enough, when you look at global marketplaces, the two major markets for Amazon, for example, are the UK and Germany in Europe. After obviously the US, which had 12.89 billion and 9.5 billion worth of sales in 2016. So there's clearly a massive market. It creates a challenging environment for retailers, and some retailers are fighting back and taking more control, and not using, you know, choosing not to use Amazon, for example, and using eBay. So, you know, that's obviously a personal decision, and each brand has a, you know, very different objective. And but, you know, it's interesting that for us, we have a marketplace connector, and we see actually a huge increase in sales through marketplaces when people choose to add that as an online channel to increase and turbo boost their sales. If any of you guys have any questions, please submit the questions in the chat box below. We're very happy to answer as many questions as we possibly can. You know, you have myself and obviously the head of development here, so we're more than open to answer your questions. So just to give you a quick overview, hopefully some of you have heard of Kooomo. We've been around for 17 years. We were born out of Italy. We really started as a managed service business, so where customers wanted us to literally manage everything in that cycle. So from managing the warehouse to managing logistics to managing invoicing, the whole cycle. And as a result of doing that, what happened was we built the Kooomo platform, because we were essentially using that knowledge, experience, and that we gained over those years working with those customers to develop the solution within Kooomo. That provides a very user-friendly way of managing a digital commerce journey. We currently have about 80 people working in the business across 5 different offices: UK, Ireland, US, Italy, and Singapore. We're seeing between 30 and 40% growth year on year. We're expecting a higher growth rate this year. We have between 350 and 400 customers. We operate internationally in about 120 markets. And, you know, it was great news for us this year. We were in the Gartner Cool Vendor status for 2016. And this year we've entered into the Magic Quadrant for Digital Commerce 2017. So it's been a great endorsement of the Kooomo solution. And certainly it helps benchmark us as one of the leaders in Europe for digital commerce. Just to give you an example of some of the customers that we have, we really work across all verticals. Everything from the flip-flop makers like Havaianas, which is one of our biggest customers, to Diadora, who are also, they're the trainer maker, they're kind of similar to Nike and Adidas, to luxury fashion brands like Blauer, and you know, we've many other brands being added as we speak, which are in chocolates, in perfume, in, you know, many different verticals. But it just gives you an idea of the breadth of their customer base. We recently actually signed a deal with MotoGP, which I'm sure everyone is aware of. So it's an amazing one to have them as a customer on our books as well. Then just to talk you through quickly, because it can be confusing trying to understand the digital commerce landscape and understanding what platforms actually do. What the benefit with the Kooomo platform is that we offer the full stack of technology out of a box in the cloud. So you don't need to worry about infrastructure, you don't need to worry about software, hardware, or anything like that. We also have all of the core functionality there. So content management system, an order management system, CRM, and PIM system to manage the catalog and promotions. And one of the big parts of our business, and it's a growing part to future-proof the business, is one-click integration partners. So we currently have 200, and we expect that to be close to 1,000 over the next year or two. If you look at, for example, practical things like merchandising, so if you want to automate the merchandising process, there are tools like Adabra, which is one of our one-click integration partners, that auto-merchandise that product for you. So there are many tools and technologies that we've integrated and that you get access to as part of the Kooomo platform. There's an example of those partners by different typology. And so, customer intelligence, logistics, payment gateways, social and digital marketing. So you'll see on the customer intelligence side, for example, we have Feedity, and Feedity is a rating system. It's very popular with a lot of our customers. It's a way of them rating the products, and it encourages purchase and helps conversion ratios based on our experience and our analytics. Logistics, we have all the major logistics partners. We have all the major payment gateways, and we have full integration with all the social platforms. On the digital marketing side, we have integrations with MailChimp as one example. So literally within the Kooomo platform, you can manage all of your marketing, CRM and promotions by logging in to MailChimp within Kooomo. It synchronizes all of the data between the two platforms to allow you to automate the CRM and marketing process. Also from an SEO point of view, we have a full SEO tab actually in the platform that actually manages all that SEO experience for you, and integration with Google Analytics, so that it seamlessly allows you to look and have a very quick view of how your business is performing across sales, across the different product lines, and to quickly manage your order system. So what we thought we'd do right now, guys, is we would just log into the platform and actually show you some of the key features and focus on 3 features. There's a lot of features in the platform, and we will be covering a lot of those over the coming webinars. But for now, we thought we'd focus on 3 core features, which a lot of people have requested through Facebook and social prior to the event. And that's crucial, right, to be able to manage your business. And so our dashboard is very powerful and allows you to do that. The order management system. So Sebastian will talk you through the order management system. And as I said, please submit questions live through this webinar, and we will do our best to answer as many as we possibly can. Either during or after the webinar, please feel free to contact us, and we can certainly have a more one-to-one conversation. Also, marketplaces, we'll talk through on the platform how one log-on to the Kooomo platform helps and empowers you to manage all sales channels such as eBay and Amazon. So let me just flip over now, and we'll log on to the platform. So hopefully on screen you'll be able to see I'm logged into the Kooomo platform now. And just before I go into the dashboard to show you the reporting, which you can see on the screen, on the right-hand part of the screen. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see all the different modules that you have access to when you log on to the platform. You can see the one that's highlighted right now is the dashboard, which is really a very quick overview, exactly up to date, what's happening with your business, what products are selling, what orders are paid, what are the refunded orders, what is the percentage between refunds and paid orders, what's the turnover of the platform, what's our forecast. And this is a drag and drop environment that allows you to customize and tailor reports based on what you want within the platform. This is just an example of a dashboard, but your dashboard can be personalized and contextualized to your own business. And some people, for example, want to do it by inventory. Some people want to look at last year's results and compare that to this year's results. Some people want to have a look at the merchandising side, which you'll see on the left-hand side. I'm just scrolling to right now. You'll see the percentage of products sold by market. So it's interesting that seasonality can change that a lot as well. And also with some of our customers, actually, the weather can affect a lot sales. And for example, Havaianas, this is their peak season. And so, when the weather's nice, people buy flip-flops, okay? So you'll see that this will indicate whether, which countries are performing well on the right-hand side. How is merchandising working? Is it effective in those markets? How come, we're doing really well in Germany with that product, but we're not doing so well in the UK? So it gives you a really quick overview of that from a merchandising point of view. And then you'll see on the left-hand side where my mouse is scrolling over, you have all of the different core modules within the platform. We don't have time today, and we don't want to go into too much detail and bore you too much, but you can see from the platform, there's a huge amount of functionality from B2B to warehouse management to marketing, SEO, and CMS is where we do the whole front-end management and you can configure the whole wireframe for your eShop within that tab. As you can see, I've just opened that there. Marketing is a very powerful way of you can manage within the system campaigns across all sales channels. And so it's a really powerful tool. And the idea behind Kooomo is that you can log in once and you can manage all of the complexity of the business with one login. So you'll see then if I scroll back to the dashboard, you can actually have 5 different sections. Traffic, there's the overview section, which I'm in now. There's a traffic section, there's a turnover section, merchandising. So if you want to really drill into which products are selling where, in what countries, the popularity of different products by season, all of that data is already in there for you. And you can also put in date ranges. And so it's a very powerful and customizable drag and drop environment where you can control the look and feel of the reports that you need to manage your business and to optimize the sales for your business. So please submit questions on the dashboard. I'm happy to answer at the end. But for now, what I'd like to do is hand over to Sebastian, who's our head of development, and he's going to talk you through the order management system within the Kooomo platform.
Thank you, Kieran. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Sebastian, head of software development in Kooomo. So I'm going to explain you one of the key functionalities that we have in our platform, which is order management. But more than order management, I would like to introduce you one special concept, which is called distributed order management, which basically means to provide the possibility to the business clients to sell everywhere, so in any channel, but also to be able to fulfill the orders coming from all those channels from any warehouse. Okay, so I'm going to explain this capability of Kooomo by an example. So let's imagine we have a business client that wants to sell in different channels. Let's say Amazon UK, Amazon US, eBay Germany, and also worldwide through the website. Okay, and also this business client has different warehouses around the world. So there is one central warehouse in London, there is one central warehouse in New York, and there are 2 physical stores, one in Berlin and one in Lisbon. So how Kooomo can help this business client to sell in all those marketplaces, also through the website, and allow this business client to fulfill those orders from any warehouse. Okay, so I will show in detail in the platform how this works. It could be a little technical. I will try to keep it simple since this is a complex functionality. So basically, when you go through the settings tab in the Kooomo back office, so you will have a functionality, so the basic configurations of the platform, so you will find the warehouse settings. Here you will find one setting, which is multiple warehouses. Then you can go through that warehouse, and then you can choose which are the regions where you want to ship the products. Okay, so these are the available zones or regions that you have. So there is Europe, there is North America, and there are the available warehouse that you have configured previously in the platform. So let's imagine I would like to fulfill Europe from different warehouses. So I have the central warehouse, Europe in London, but I also would like to take advantage of the inventory that is present in the physical stores that I have in Europe. So I will have Lisbon and I will have also Berlin. So once you configure this zone, the system will take all this inventory and will put available for selling in the websites or in the marketplaces. You can also define priority between warehouses. So if you have, for example, an order where the products requested by the user are not fully available in the first warehouse, then the system will look for that stock in the second warehouse. And if there is not availability in the second warehouse, the system will look for that stock in the third warehouse. So you can actually define different priorities for the warehouses. to take advantage of the inventory that you have. So this is the, then we have North America. So I can also configure North America and a central warehouse that I have in New York to fulfill the region North America based on this warehouse. Okay, in this way, I configure the system to take advantage of all my warehouses that I have across the world. So once I configure these warehouses and I also configure, let's say, the different marketplaces, I will be able to receive orders from all these channels and also to fulfill those orders from any warehouse. So here I'm inside the sales and the orders panel. So you can see here that there are all the orders coming from different channels. So we have Amazon, we have eBay, and we have also orders coming from the website from different campaigns that I did through newsletters. Okay, so here you will see all the orders coming from all the channels, and you have the key functionality here is that you have everything centralized. You have all the orders from a single panel, and you will be able to fulfill them from here. Okay, so this is very powerful. You will have all the orders centralized, all the warehouse inventory centralized, and Kooomo will be in the middle between all the channels and the physical stores. So it will be very easy for the administrator of the brand to manage everything from the single panel. And then here you will see the different statuses of the order, when the order is paid, when the order is in warehouse, and so on. So something that is important here is that you can configure an automatic processing of those orders. So those orders, you can say, okay, I would like that those orders will be processed automatically, so the invoice will be created automatically. You are taking advantage of the invoicing system that is native in Kooomo, or you want to create the movements, the warehouse movements automatically, and you want to create, for example, the shipping labels automatically. So in order to do this, you can also set up certain rules in order for you to manually process specific orders based on rules. So for example, if the risk score that is coming from the payment gateways is very high, so you can set up here a rule that you want to process them manually. Okay, so when you configure this workflow here, then the orders are processed automatically. So you will have different statuses with the order cannot be processed automatically. For example, here in this order, because this order has a very high risk score. So in this case, you will need to process manually. So you will need to create the invoices and create shipping labels manually. Okay. So it's very important, this functionality, because it will save you a lot of time and resources. So the system will automatically process all the orders for you. There is, when the orders then any the status, and the different status, you will have then different functionalities. For example, here, when they are in warehouse, we know that the invoices are already created, so I will be able to download those invoices, okay? If I want to double check they are okay and so on. And then I can create shipping labels and so on. So, we are talking about this business client that have different warehouses around the world. So there are different users for sure that will manage the orders in the different warehouses. I'm actually logging here in another session with an user that is managing the warehouse in New York. So that warehouse will receive the orders that the warehouse needs to process. So we'll be able to filter them by the different couriers. For example, if the user wants to give higher priority to the orders with courier DHL Express, the user can filter those orders, can log them, so those orders won't be able to be modified by an order manager. Okay, so when you log them, then you will have a different tab where you will see the order that you want to pick and pack. So here you can export the picking list. So you will download an Excel file, and then the warehouse manager will be able to finalize the processing of the order. This is a little technical, guys, but it will give you an idea of how you can process an order in the whole life cycle within the Kooomo platform. I will go through the next tab, which is marketplaces. This is a very interesting tab that we have in the Kooomo platform. Basically, this will allow you in an easy way to publish in all the markets of all the marketplaces that we have in the platform. So we have eBay and Amazon. So you can publish a product easily in all these markets. For this example, we have published then in Italy, UK, US for eBay, and so on, and the same for Amazon. So how can we, inside Kooomo, able to process all those listings and easily export in the different markets? So basically, we work with something that we call templates, which are different configurations that you have for the descriptions, for the stock, and so on, and you can configure them in the different markets, okay? And you define the rules that will actually modify the configurations of the listings in the different markets. So this is pretty straightforward. So it's one-time configuration that you do for the different markets, and then you will use it for the listing to publish, those markets. It looks very technical. It looks a little bit complex at the beginning, but once you configure it the first time, you will be able to take a lot of advantage of the functionality that it provides. For example, you will be able to set up a 10% discount for a specific set of products in a massive way by just changing a template that we will show here, which is the price template. Okay, so here you will put, okay, I want the sell price to be multiplied by 0.5, so you will provide 50% discount. This is for example, for the store. See, we were talking about the different warehouses. You will be able to configure here. Okay, I would like to fulfill the Italian market through the warehouse that I have in Lisbon. Or for example, I would like to fulfill the UK market through the warehouse that I have in Europe, London. Okay, so in this way you configure once, and then you can publish all those listings in the different markets. It's pretty straightforward, and once you configure them, you will have those listings published in the different markets, and then you are ready to sell on those channels. When you sell on those channels, you will have inside Kooomo the full integration of the order management, warehouse management, and customer relation management, everything centralized from the same panel. That's it for now, guys. If you have questions, we will check the question that came through.
So thank you, Sebastian. That was great. And as Sebastian said, one of the key advantages of having the Marketplaces tab in Kooomo is that with one login to the Kooomo platform, you can manage all sales channels. So the idea is to simplify digital commerce and to make it easier to manage all those sales channels. Whether it's coming from a retail store, your order is coming from a retail store, or it's coming from eBay or Amazon, and all of that complexity is managed through one order management system. So now what I thought I'd do is just summarize some of this, the detail that you've had there. I mean, what we're finding with the customers that have just joined, we've about 70 new brands who've just gone live in the last 4 to 6 weeks. And typically, for the smaller brands, smaller medium-sized brands, they can absolutely launch their new store within 6 to 8 weeks, okay? And we have very practical examples of that, where we've launched their new sites within that time frame. We've had all of this experience, so we help onboard the client and handhold the client to ensure that they maximize the opportunity for success with our onboarding team and our customer success team. So Obviously, the advantage of being in the cloud is that you don't have to worry about that infrastructure. You don't have to worry about the software, hardware. All of that is out of a box, and we manage all of that complexity for you. And so that definitely helps in reducing the time to market and reducing the operational expenditure. Interestingly enough, if you look at the market right now, when people are making decisions on which platforms they're choosing to manage sales through all their channels, they're looking at a couple of different vendors. And what we found is our ethos is to democratize e-commerce. So to provide an affordable option, whether you're a startup brand or you're a brand that's, you know, turning over 80 million. The platform features are rich and provide all of the tool set that you need, regardless of the size of your brand. And so it can scale, given that we're in the cloud, and we provide an affordable option with a rich feature set. And I believe in that is the future, is to democratize access to this environment, to empower people, to help them sell more. And so that's why we have an affordable pricing structure. And as we mentioned, because it's in the cloud, you don't have to worry about the infrastructure costs. So if I go to the next slide there, you'll see then also one of the key things that we've looked at, and when we've looked in the market as well, is, you know, key part of digital commerce and advantage of selling online is being able to sell globally, right? But actually there is quite a lot of complexity in selling globally. You know, stuff like dealing with tax rates, currencies, languages. There's a lot of complexity, and we understand that, and we've done that for the last 17 years, and we've reduced that complexity by providing very simple settings within the platform that allow you to configure by country all of those options. And actually we have most of those VAT rates and currencies already dealt with, so they're just default options for each of those countries. And in a post-Brexit environment where, you know, that's going to impact a lot of British retailers and Irish retailers as well, given that the cost of goods is going to go up and the margin is going to be reduced, it's important that the flexibility is there to adjust pricing structures, currencies and tax rates by country, and to be able to do that in an advanced way. So actually within the platform, you can actually foresee that and set those dates within the platform to allow you to manage that. Clearly, we have a lot of experience, as I'm sure some of you might know, in Omnichannel. It's a very topical area. I'm sure you're aware, and a lot of clients are looking at combining and the experience and synchronizing the experience across all sales channels, but particularly with retail and digital. What are the advantages of that, and what are our customers seeing? Well, essentially it allows you to provide a holistic view of your pricing, your orders, your inventory, and your listings across all sales channels. And it's maximizing sales and driving footfall at the retail level, by one, driving footfall, but two, increasing sales. And I think the recent statistics state that there's a 25% increase in sales as a direct result of providing click and collect. Because as I'm sure you know, and sure some of you I'm sure are retailers who have already got click and collect, people coming in store to pick up goods often end up purchasing another good. And as footfall is going down, Omnichannel is a way to try and redress that, and it's expected. It's becoming an expected option for consumers to have click and collect nowadays. So we've done that for many customers. We also, as mentioned, sell through marketplaces. We've already given you the statistics on there, and we've already talked through that. We also have a store management option for customers where we actually manage that for our clients and manage that complexity and actually help you manage the KPIs on eBay and Amazon. Everyone knows they put a lot of KPIs behind you trying to sell products on eBay and Amazon. So those KPIs can be managed by us. We understand that world. We've been selling in that world for years. And so we can help you overcome that complexity and maximize sales by the experience that we have in the marketplace. Critically, a lot of our clients are looking at, okay, well, how do I scale? Like, how do I get to the next stage? I'm doing 5 million, but I want to get to 10 million, you know? What do I need to do to get to that? How do I get there, you know? And we believe that there are many options out in the market for customers to look at many different tools and solutions that can be add-ons to the existing eShop, such as I mentioned earlier, Dabra, which helps you to reduce operation expenditure by automatically merchandising the products. There's price elasticity tools, which helps you to deal with a post-Brexit environment and helps you to deal with competitive pricing on platforms such as eBay and Amazon. And that's a crucial element for people in a very competitive environment and competitive vertical to ensure they stay ahead of the curve and maximize sales and not lose sales. And price elasticity tools will help you address that. And we do that, and we help you do that by providing you with one-click integration partners. So as mentioned and seen on the slide earlier on, we have about 200 partners across all different parts of digital commerce. So if it's CRM or digital marketing, we mentioned MailChimp earlier on. It's payment gateways. We have all the major payment gateways, customer intelligence. We have people like Dabra and many other tools like Feedity as well, which is the rating system. So we provide you access to those partners. You do a deal with those, and with one click, that data is synchronized within the Kooomo platform, empowering you to drive more sales and future-proof your solution. So I thought I'd talk through some very practical examples of some customers who've actually implemented solutions with us. So this example here is Morolio Group. So it is a big retailer who has 2,000 stores worldwide. We have integrated 280 of their physical stores with all of their sales channels, including digital, which provides a great environment to maximize stock, right? Particularly in the fashion world, right? Where there's peaks and troughs, and the start of season, end of season, and so those physical stores and that stock has actually synchronized with digital, so that you can ensure you maximize all the stock in all those stores. Because what is, a store is a warehouse, right? A store holds physical stock. So it's important that that's available and you maximize sales and you don't lose out in a sale because that stock isn't available in a particular store or in a particular channel. That strategy was actually across 5 major brands. You'll see those brands at the top of the slide, and some of them are well-known brands. We actually provided click and collect option for the customer. You can order in store via tablet. You can return via the store. And there's also a gift and fidelity loyalty system that we integrated as part of the Kooomo platform. But it also allows you to do multi-merchant management to ensure that one platform is managing all of the sales and managing all of the orders. So that's just an idea, and we actually have a video available on YouTube, which we'll share post this webinar, so that you can see that practical example of customers coming in and out of store, doing click and collect and purchasing additional goods. And feel free to to send us an email at sales@kooomo.com if you have any questions. Diadora was another example, a practical example of how we launched them on marketplaces on eBay. They were a big Italian manufacturer of trainers, and we actually from start to end managed to increase their sales by 85%. And actually to date, we're doing a significant amount on a weekly basis on eBay with Diadora. We also created a B2B solution, and we have a B2B solution within our platform. And actually that B2B solution can manage wholesalers, can manage those fixed prices, can manage many different complexities involved in people who have different channels which they're selling through, to empower those sales channels, and whether that's different pricing or different tools to support that. And so our B2B solution in this instance was actually for referees, would you believe? And they had a private area within the Kooomo platform that allowed them to order with specific pricing dedicated to them. And that was fully managed by the Kooomo platform and integrated into the dashboard and analytics. So Diadora could actually see exactly what sales they were getting across all sales channels, including B2B. And B2B is a hugely growing area. and a lot of brands who have traditionally been B2C are more and more considering B2B, and the vice versa. So the last example is Havaianas. As a lot of people know that brand, they are a brand leader in the flip-flop premium fashion business. We have a kind of an integrated strategy with Havaianas, where we, across mobile, across digital, we have a responsive design, and I think it's crucial that people look at responsive design and providing experience, and given the growth in sales on mobile and smart devices, that responsive design and the eShop supports that sales channel, because it's more and more one of the most important sales channels, as I'm sure you know from the statistics out there. So we actually provided the mobile experience, the digital experience, an official app, and a unique CMS to manage different content and blogs across each country and device. And so you can see from the statistics there, a massive increase in mobile turnover of 76% from 2015 to 2016, and the same across online and desktop, which is 43%. And actually this year, looking at mobile, it's actually a more dramatic increase as people are continuing to opt to browse on mobile and deliver a really consistent checkout experience. So I hope you found that useful. Thank you very much for taking the time to participate. This is our first webinar. We will have many more webinars going forward. And at this point, we'd like to take and look at the questions that have been submitted, and we'll try and address as many as we can.
Thanks, Kieran. It's Elaine again. We have quite a few questions. I'll just pull, Kieran, I reckon the ones that you mightn't have already addressed.
Okay,
to
sure.
the presentation. So one question we got from the States, they're asking, how long does it take to go live with Kooomo?
Sure. Well, I mean, that really depends. It depends on the size and complexity of the brand. But, you know, as mentioned earlier on the presentation, anywhere from 6 weeks up to 3 months, typically,
Great.
we see.
Terrific. Fantastic. And another question that we had from somebody in Ireland asking, so do you guys do the site design, or how do I get started? You know, where do I start this process, and you know, can you help me through every step of the journey?
Of course, we have actually a partner network within the site. I'm sure you've gone to Kooomo.com. You'll see there's a partner list, and we actually work with our brands to pick an agency that we feel is in line with their brand. And so we've recently done that for a couple of major Irish brands, where we actually chose the agency with the brand from our network of agencies that we work with, who've delivered many e-shops.
Right.
So simply put, we would help you, guide you, and give you suggestions to our partner network of which agencies you can work with. And they are very familiar with the Kooomo platform. And so together, within a short period of time, we can deliver an incredible e-shop.
Right. And I can find a partner in my relevant country.
Absolutely. You can search by country. You can actually, not just agencies, you can search by warehouse partners, you can search by payment providers.
Great.
And so if you go to Kooomo.com/partners, you can see that tool.
Thank you very much. Another question I have from somebody in the UK asking, how much does Kooomo cost compared to the competitive sites? So for example, are we up there with Magento? Is it more or less expensive? Where do we stand in terms of our price range? Are we low tier? Where are we?
Yeah, of course. And as I mentioned earlier on, I don't believe that price should be the consideration when you're looking at driving sales online. And I believe that has been traditionally the situation. Oh, yeah. And so if you look at the market, there are people like Demandware, Magento, and Kooomo. And so I think most people would know that Demandware would be very expensive, and up to £1 million just to start up. Okay. Magento is, less expensive, but clearly not in the cloud, and we're all probably familiar with the issues that Magento have had recently with Magento 2. We sit probably as the most affordable option within that tier, but we see our features and functions at the same level, or if not more, feature rich than a Demandware. And certainly we would feel the product stands out much more than Magento, given that we're already in the cloud and we don't have to be dealing with the issues of open source like some of our competitors have had.
I think we'll take one more question. Last question. Is the platform future-proof? Do I need to upgrade new software? Do I need to add basically more partners like I do with my current platform? How future-proof is Kooomo? And can I guarantee if I convert my platform to Kooomo that I don't have to do this again in 3 years' time?
Absolutely, it's a very good question actually, because a lot of our customers have spent a lot of money with other vendors and have realised actually they're losing sales. And we're about to publish a load of case studies on our site, which is going to be demonstrating a customer who actually migrated from Magento to Kooomo.
Wonderful.
But in terms of future-proofing the platform, because it's in the cloud, we upgrade the platform every 3 weeks. You get free access to all those upgrades, and that can be visible through the dashboard on the Kooomo platform, which I showed at the very start of this presentation. And as I mentioned, we're very happy to have a follow-up conversation with you and address any of those questions you might have.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Kieran. Thank you for everybody for participating today. Just like to say, if you want to have a demo, please feel free to go to our homepage and just request a demo, or you can email our sales team on sales@kooomo.com, and we'd be delighted to be of help. We really hope that we can help you on your journey to true digital transformation. We'll be doing a webinar series every 2 weeks on Wednesday about 4 o'clock Irish time, but we'd love you to join. And as I said, thank you very much for your time today. We'll speak to you again in 2 weeks. Take care and thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.